I would honestly say that the people is maybe one of the most underrated, or something that you wouldn't think of when moving back to either a small town or a rural environment. The demographics here are extraordinarily different than San Francisco, but we've managed to find amazing people who are super cool, and we share a lot of either hobbies or other things in common with that have made living here pretty awesome.
Yeah. Y'all, can you tell I'm like shivering?
Are you?
No, I
Yeah.
can't.
Okay, I keep like. Okay,
You can start.
great. I'm Kristen and I work for Airbnb, actually, based out of San Francisco, and I oversee their humanitarian team.
And my name's Keenan. I'm trained as an architect and do a little bit of architecture, but I work also in a tech company who is, we used to be based out of San Francisco, but now we're based out of Nevada.
Yeah, we have a daughter who's coming up on 2 years old, and so we spent my maternity leave here, which was a great kind of test of the waters, and then after that just made the move and decided this was where we wanted to be, and it's been incredible.
We're, I think, a little skeptical on the schools here and the resources available here for raising her, for helping raise her. But I think we're pretty excited about what we found so far. There are amazing schools and there are amazing families that we share time with. And to be able to live in an environment like this where we get out all the time, every day with her is, I think, second to none.
Yeah.
The winter in northern Michigan wasn't necessarily any kind of roadblock. It was almost a little bit refreshing because with winter comes fall and spring. And coming from a location where we otherwise didn't see any seasonality, it was a wonderful
attractive
change. Like to have that dynamism throughout the year, everything from the trees to the snow to the the water changing, is welcoming us, I think. But
Don't get me wrong, winter is brutal,
yeah,
and you figure out ways to enjoy it, but I think that's the point. You have to figure out ways to enjoy it and get outside.
I think just to point out the obvious too, like Michigan is very different than the West Coast. It's very different than the East Coast. It's different from a scalar perspective, right? The mountains are smaller, they're mostly hills. The waves are maybe smaller, they're completely different. There are all of these kind of differences in scale, but they all make up for themselves in just completely new opportunities or new ways of looking at things. So I think it's those kind of either dichotomies or that dynamism that makes it so interesting and enjoyable.